you ever need me back, love, call on me. And if you ever need me back, love.
All right, again, that was Step Rockets with Kisser. Of course, I have them online. Let me give you their bio real quick. Step Rockets burst into the international music scene with their single Kisser, which you just heard. Self-released indie pop anthem that shot to #1 on Hype Machine charts just weeks after its release. The track was featured on countless Best of 2013 lists and set the stage for what has become one of the most exciting acts of the past, well, actually 2 years now. The Minneapolis foursome has built a reputation for their cosmic recycling of music, past and present. The band seamlessly blends new wave, reggae, and EDM through the lens of a psychedelic rock band, churning out indie pop gems that keep the listeners coming back for more. Step Rockets have garnered further praise for the dynamic live show, where their original songs showcase impressive musicianship, big word, I can't always talk, and the fresh, uncompromising sound of a band that's quickly forging a profound musical identity. Without further ado, I have Step Rockets on the air. How you doing, guys?
Great. How are you today?
Excellent. Real quick, if you would go around the table and introduce yourselves for the audience.
Yeah, this is Josh. I'm the singer and guitar player.
This is Brady. I play guitars.
I'm Johnny, and I'm the drummer.
I'm Anthony, and I play keys.
All right.
Yeah. And we all play synthesizers.
Yeah, I saw that on your bio here. Everybody's got synths next to their name.
Yeah. Johnny Synth.
Real quick, tell the listeners what you consider be your musical genre, or what you think influences your music as far as that goes.
I think it's kind of equal parts rock and equal parts EDM or dance music. And I think those two worlds are kind of trying to live in both of them at the same time and create something new.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, a lot of people ask us that. It's always a tough question to answer. We just make music that we want to hear, or,
right.
Create things together as a foursome, and that's what comes out. So.
Right. I noticed listening to it, I mean, there's just a hint of some 80s in there. That's probably coming from the synth more than anything. But
yeah, there's a lot of rich history in the 80s to reference.
Absolutely.
Dialing up synth sounds. Yeah, that's a good starting place. We really enjoy a lot of those sounds.
Yeah, I mean, you get it plugged in there, but you don't beat it down everybody's throat. So it's
right,
really
yeah.
good, really good mixture. So where did the name Step Rockets come from?
Step Rockets is a multi-stage firing rocket that discards its used charges. So we thought that was a cool metaphor. And I stumbled across it in a dictionary when I was looking for a band name one long time ago. And it kind of just stuck in the back of my head as always a possibility for a band name. So when the four of us started to, kind of brainstorm ideas, that came up to the forefront, and it kind of stuck. So we've been known as Step Rockets.
Nobody had that name. It's hard to find a band name that nobody has.
Yeah,
it's really hard to be original and cool and witty at the same time.
And I tell you what.
So we just went with something that sounded a little more like classic, I think.
Yeah. And as far as names go, I always do call outs for indie artists on my shows. I love taking submissions so I can get to talk to folks like you. And some of the band names I get, I'm like, no, there's no way I'm reading that on air. No.
Yeah.
But you guys have got
one of
those.
Our favorite band names is Diarrhea Planet that we keep hearing about. So,
nice. Yeah. Oh, I've definitely gotten some submissions that I can't even mention.
Yeah, I know. Those are funny to talk about, but when you come and settle on something that you want to use every day, it's really tough.
And as far as when, I'm not going to say if, but when you finally hit the big times, it's one of those band names that actually is it's like Imagine Dragons. It's not normal, but it's something that just kind of rolls off the tongue, Step Rockets.
Yeah,
so,
thanks.
Yeah. Now, how did you guys come together?
This is Brady. I've known Josh since high school, and then him and I played in a few bands together, and then Anthony had a band, and then I was subbing in for that band, and then we started all playing together, and then we met John. I found John on the internet, and then we asked him if he'd audition for the group, and he was a super cool dude, still is, and that's how it all came together.
Nice.
John was actually found on a drum teaching website instead of a wanted musician website. It's a little more reliable to go for the teachers.
But,
So
yeah, you kind of know what you're getting into that way.
yeah, that was Brady's idea.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hey, he's a student's only been there 6 months. Let's grab him.
Right, exactly.
As he sits back on the drums and screams, "Another!" Well, anyways.
John's the only one in the group that doesn't have a mug shot. So I think he's kind of the nice guy of the group.
Wow.
I don't know. I think Brady was kind of the animal this week.
Well, it's his birthday week. What do you expect?
Yeah, no, we want him to go there. Birthday week.
Birthday week. Yeah, when you're still young, you definitely have birthday weeks. I have birthday hour now. That's it.
That's good. Just make them go by quicker, and hopefully people don't notice.
So, tell me about your single "Kisser." I played that one, but tell us how that came to be. How did that particular track come into existence?
Well, when we got together, we started writing music together and throwing ideas around. We came up with about 7 songs that we thought would be a good batch of tunes to start the band with. And Kisser was part of that group, and we recorded them at a local college and did all the production on our own and kind of did a DIY thing. And I took the tracks to my computer at home and shared them with the guys, and we mixed and produced from our houses and our apartments and got it to where we wanted it. And then we released it on our own just by putting it up on SoundCloud. And I think we had local City Pages blog release the track. And and then we went into the Boundary Waters on a canoe trip right after that. And we really had no idea what was going on with the track until we got out of the woods like a week later. And the Boundary Waters is like a really secluded area
Right.
up in the northern part of Minnesota. So yeah, we got out of the woods and this track was blowing up. And it's just one of those magical things that just comes together at the right time, in the right place, in the right group. So, we're all thrilled to be a part of it. And it's really organic. I think it's really a natural thing. And we just feel really lucky. And so trying to capitalize on a little bit of success that we've had.
So let me get this straight. What I'm listening to when I play this is pretty much was done in your living room. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we use a studio to
man.
record the drums, but everything else was done in
Wow.
just kind of in our house, our apartments, respectively.
Wow. That's actually pretty incredible. I mean, granted, technology's come a long ways from what it used to be. It used to be some quality of what you just put out, and that'd be weeks in the studio. So, hey, kudos to you. Let me tell you.
Thanks. I think it's, a little bit of luck, but a lot of preparation and a lot of time and energy put into, getting to where we were at there, what you're hearing. So
Yeah. Now that you're starting to really kind of pick up steam as far as your notoriety, I guess, goes. Are you getting a little more studio time and that kind of thing?
Yeah, we're actually in the studio right now. We've been kind of held up in the studio since we got off tour last October with K-Flay. And, there's definitely more people to work with. I think that's kind of what you're asking. Like, there's more people to work with. A lot of people came out of the woodwork in the
Right.
industry to say hello. And we spent a lot of last year touring and writing music and saying hello to a lot of these industry people that were reaching out to us. So I think we went to New York 4 or 5 times last year.
Nice.
And we were in, we're from Minneapolis, so, that's a little bit of a hike. And then we went out to LA twice, and we were at South by last year. We did the Canadian Music Week in Toronto. So we were all
Wow.
over the place and making music videos and stuff. So we really wanted to just kind of get back in the studio and take some time to make some more music so we can release more content this year.
Nice. Now, of course, I have to ask, do you have any labels just chomping at the bit to grab a hold of you yet?
Yeah, you could say that.
Good.
We're trying to take our time with those guys too, because we want to make sure we do things right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of offers that have come our way since Kisser blew up, and it's really been a practice in patience to hold back on the reins of the momentum of the band and kind of make good decisions instead of making hasty decisions based on what seems like a good idea at the time.
Right.
So
right.
I think we've done a good job at that, and we're kind of plotting our own course instead of chasing someone else's dream or chasing this cultural dream that we think everyone's supposed to follow. So
yeah, it's great. This guy wants to come up to you with a wad of cash and a contract, but he's going to make you play your music his way. So yeah, definitely you don't want to rush right into those things.
Yeah, he's going to own your music, and basically a record deal is they're buying your copyrights, so they're buying your intellectual property. So, so far, we're just comfortable doing that on our own, and so far it's been a good experience. Good.
Now tell me. I watched the official video to Kisser right before we went on air. Tell me about filming that. You look like you were in a aquarium or something there.
Yeah, it's the aquarium underneath the Mall of America in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And it was really great, but the curator for the aquarium was really worried about the octopus. So Johnny, when we were filming that video, Johnny wasn't able to really hit his snare drum or make the drums very loud at all. So we were using the playback at a really low volume. And so it was a definitely interesting experience. And then when we were in that tunnel, it was really cool. We got really great shots when Josh was singing. All the sharks would come up and check out what we were doing because there's usually no people there at that time. So it was really cool. Learned a lot about fish.
Yeah, that was our first music video too, so we learned a lot about making music videos.
I'll tell you what, not bad for your first. You guys seem to be doing pretty. You guys are batting hundreds or thousands as far as that goes. Your firsts are going out and blowing up. Well, you mentioned earlier actually that Kisser was actually your second release. What was the first?
We kind of had a more obscure, kind of mystical track called "If You Tried," and that was our first effort. And when we released Kisser, we really had no idea what was going to happen. We were kind of just like, okay, we have these songs, let's just start putting stuff out and see what happens. We still play that one live sometimes, and we've done a remix that's up on SoundCloud right now. And but yeah, the band really started to grow and take on a whole new direction once Kisser blew up, and it really gave us a direction and a path to follow for our sound.
Yeah, and I hate kind of beating a dead horse here, but that's one of those things where it was an overnight sensation. You guys, like you said, you released it, you went out in the woods, you come back several days later, and all of a sudden you're news. I mean, that had to be just absolutely amazing for you.
Yeah, it was just a really euphoric experience, and I think we all felt like we kind of deserved it on some level because it wasn't just an overnight success on our part.
Right.
It seems that way from the outside perspective, and that's cool. And I think that adds to the story and the magic of the track. But for us, it was like a validation of what we had been working for most of our lives.
Yeah.
We've been, musicians, and we've played a lot of shows that we've enjoyed, but we've also done a lot of stuff that, was just to pay the bills and to, keep our families happy and keep food on the table and whatnot. So it's not always just, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So when the Kisser track came along like that, it was really just like kind of a validation from the universe, like you guys are doing the right thing. Keep doing what you're doing. That feels really, really good as an artist because those moments don't come along every day.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. How long have you guys been playing together anyways?
Well, like Brady said, he and I have been playing together since we were in high school, and, Anthony and Brady. So off and on for about, 8 years or so or more.
Wow. Step Rockets has been going around 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, there's kind of a drastic difference between the stuff we were doing before and the Step Rockets. And I think, having John in the mix and then kind of shifting gears, we used to play a lot more like classic rock. And I think some of the EDM influences and electronic influences started creeping into our music around the time John joined the band. And that was really kind of what set us off in the Kisser direction and stuff too, is like that synthesizer sounds, that electronic element. So
Yeah. Now, you guys, on your website, you mentioned you have a new EP coming out. What can you tell us about that?
well, we're in the studio mixing it today. We've got some new tracks, and we're still trying to figure out how we want to release it. And so, yeah, we're excited about it, though. We have a lot of content that we are really excited about and want to share with everybody. But like I said before, just taking our time to make sure that we do it right, because you only get one chance to release these things, and you only get one chance as an artist to make impressions and show your work to the world. So yeah, we're taking the time. We're enjoying the process.
It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be cool, man.
Be
Yeah, we're
dope.
excited.
Awesome. Now I'm showing your website also shows you're currently on tour. Is that correct? Or do you just got some
not right now.
upcoming?
We just playing some shows around the hometown here. We have a show coming up on April 10th in Minneapolis. We're going to be playing in town this spring. And then, hopefully we'll have some big plans to announce in the next few weeks or few months about the album and what we plan to do the rest of the year.
Excellent. So no solid tour dates for your next up and coming tour then?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well,
Everything's on the hush hush right now.
Hey, that's the way you got to be sometimes.
We're plotting. We're making our master plan here.
Doing what we do every day. Try and take over the world. Okay.
We're plotting, yeah.
Plotting. So, where can folks get your albums, your singles, and so on?
Well, we have everything on iTunes and Spotify right now, and that's where we've been directing people. So, yeah. We have 5 singles and 3 remixes up on both of those mediums, and we're happy to share our music with people. You can probably find a free few downloads of some of our tunes if you poke around hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a lot of content up on YouTube, and we've been doing Bandcamp as well. We have these sweet T-shirts with the space cats on them that everybody loves.
Nice.
And we've been digging the shirt, and so yeah, you could check that out if you want to really support the band. Help the band, go pick up a T-shirt online, or buy our music on iTunes, and on top of that, just support local music and go see shows in your neighborhood, and taking the time to chat with you is really great. Like letting people know what we're up to. So we're always working hard trying to get our music out to more people. So
yeah. Well, speaking of, my producer just hit me up, she wanted me to ask you a question. One of our Australian listeners actually just asked her. Leanne wants to know if you are going to be in Australia at any time.
We'd love to go to Australia, but there's no plans right now. I guess my best answer would be we've got our fingers crossed for 2016.
Sweet. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, they can get your merchandise off your website directly from there, correct? Like T-shirts and so on.
Yeah, go to our website or bandcamp.com.
Okay.
Step Rockets. Search Step Rockets on Bandcamp.
Okay.
That would be the best way. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We are always chatting with our fans on there. We're pretty accessible. So
yeah, I know
say hello.
You guys are definitely active on Twitter.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we love to have a constant conversation with our fans and our friends and family. So reach out. We'd love to say hello.
Excellent. What's your Twitter feed name?
At Step Rockets.
At Step Rockets.
Everything is just Step Rockets. Yeah.
Excellent. So there you go, folks. You want to get in contact with them and like they said, they definitely they talk to their fan base on Twitter. So they're definitely an approachable group. And as I've said several times, I don't know if you guys have ever actually caught one of my broadcasts or not, but my prediction is, and take for this what you will, that within the next year you will hit at least top 100, if not top 40. That is my personal prediction if you guys keep going on the path and track you're going. So
we'll go to Australia then for sure. If that happens,
we'll definitely be in Australia.
Excellent. All right, folks. I'll wrap this up here. So, guys, thanks for coming on and spending some time with me. And
thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for all the support.
Thanks to AVR. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Any last parting words for the fans before we go?
Thanks for listening to our music, guys, and
I love you.
I love you. I love you lots.